Hi, I'm Imogen Lamport from Inside Out Style.
And I'm Jill Chivers from Shop Your Wardrobe.
Today we're going to talk about conscious shopping. Jill, can you explain to me what conscious shopping is?
Conscious shopping is about feeling good about the shopping you do before, during and after. And I've become introduced to the term conscious shopping and what is a conscious shopper in the last 3 years during my own journey of being an over shopper, somebody who impulsively and compulsively shopped, and healing myself from that so that I now have a healthy relationship to shopping. And I meet a lot of women, and this was certainly true for me, who they either shop because they're triggered to shop, so their before experience is in some way a bit hyper. The during experience can sometimes be very lacking in positiveness. It can be frenzied or confused or overwhelming. But the most thing that characterises somebody who's struggling to become a conscious shopper is how they feel afterwards. And sometimes they feel guilty or embarrassed, even ashamed, that kind of thing. So conscious shoppers feel good about the shopping they do before, during and after the shopping experience.
So they're not going home and then hiding the bags in the wardrobe?
Yes, well, according to research, 41% of women hide purchases from their partners, and it's certainly one of the red flags that comes up for me if I'm talking to someone who's not sure if their shopping is conscious, is to talk about how freely and openly they discuss their shopping habits and how honest they are about the shopping they do. And it's not even just the shopping that you do from a purchasing perspective, but how much you think about shopping, how much your feeling state is connected to shopping, and how much your life is full of other things apart from thoughts, feelings and behaviours that are geared towards shopping.
So what tips can you give us on becoming a conscious shopper?
Well, the first thing is awareness. It's starting to tune into the kinds of shopping that you do now and what triggers those shopping experiences. You know, whether or not you feel calm and resourceful and in control when you go shopping, or whether or not you just feel a compulsion to go shopping, or you've been upset by something, or you're feeling lonely. Boredom is another thing that triggers a lot of women to go shopping. They just need some stimulation, and a shopping environment provides a lot of that. So the first thing I would suggest is just start to tune in to your shopping habits. Just gently shine the light of awareness on how you shop now, how you feel before, how you feel during, and how you feel after your shopping. That's really the first thing to do, and that will take you an awfully long way. Because once you have that awareness, you can start to make changes to that. So if you are feeling triggered to go shopping, just sit with that emotion for a little while, or do something else instead of going shopping.
So Jill, one of the experiences I've had, and this has actually often been in supermarkets when I'm away from home, interestingly, is I'll be wandering around and I'll see dog foods for sale. And I think, oh, I should get some dog food. My dog is in another place.
Yes.
I'm not going to cart this stuff home. And I suddenly go, why am I even thinking about this? Is this part of becoming more conscious about whatever I'm consuming?
Yes, and it's also about becoming aware of your own patterns when it comes to consumption, because all of our consumption patterns are unique and they're different, and you know, depending on our mood on the day and the kinds of things that normally set us off when it comes to feeling the need to consume. But shopping environments are deliberately designed to be stimulating and to grab our attention, and that's a really important point to recognise, that we are being deliberately and constantly manipulated when we're in a shopping environment to purchase. That's the point of those environments, to have us purchase.
Because that's one of the things I've noticed, that I'm in the supermarket and it's like I'm compelled to buy dog food, and I'm thinking, I don't even need the dog food.
Yes, so, even worse if you don't have a dog. And look, I have met people who have bought items for a body that certainly isn't their own. And what leads them down that path is being totally consumed by the environment that they're in, rather than stopping, pausing, tuning into you. How am I feeling? What do I really need? Is this something I'm going to use? Can I live without it? Can I afford it? And a whole range of other questions that you can ask. And that pausing, putting a suspension between I've been stimulated by something that I'm seeing, it's triggered this sense of I've got to have it. Just stopping that process, and sometimes a couple of seconds is all that you need. I advocate what we call the power pause, which is putting a distance of a minimum of 2 hours between yourself and a purchasing decision, sometimes even longer. And what that does is it disconnects that I have to have it feeling. And the problem with that I have to have it feeling is it dissipates so quickly. Often by the time you've put the credit card back in your wallet and you walked out of the store, you're second guessing yourself, going, why did I buy this thing? And what we want to do is have you feel good about the shopping long after the ink is dried on the receipt. And so that little pause, however long you put it in, is so helpful in creating that.
That's a great tip, Jill. Is another really good thing to do is have a list before you shop.
Absolutely. Preparation is key. There is research that says we can spend up to 40% less if we prepare for a shopping trip. I think this applies to every shopping that you do. Groceries, very helpful. There's all kinds of things can end up in the basket that we, why did I need 4 packets of chips? They're on sale. But certainly when it comes to clothes and accessories and shoes and that kind of thing, because our identity is so tied up with clothing and how we look and what we wear, it can be really easy to end up coming home with things you didn't need and are not going to wear. So preparation is really important. Doing a wardrobe review, which I know you advocate that people do, making sure you understand what you need, where your gaps are, what items are going to coordinate with things you already have. Those kinds of things are really helpful, so you're in control. You're not completely at the mercy of the shopping experience that you're going to place yourself in, which is going to do its best to have you buy as much as humanly possible.
And the sales assistants are trying to help that along, aren't they?
Well, of course they are. That's what they're there for. That's their purpose in life, is to have you buy things today, not tomorrow. And whilst we appreciate everyone has to make a living, what we want to do is empower you, the shopper, so that you feel good about your shopping before, during and after.
And what's great too is that every shop assistant is happy to put the clothes behind the counter for you for a couple of hours when you go and have that power pause.
Yeah.
So you don't have to buy it this instant, they will put it behind the counter. So you don't feel pressured to get it.
And every really good sales assistant, in my view, wants you to be happy with your purchase, wants you to feel good in it, look great in it, and not feel guilty about it. Because often guilt purchases are the ones that sit unloved and unworn in our wardrobes. We just feel bad every time we look at them. And so, cultivating relationships with people who understand you're going to make your own decision, you don't need to be pressured. I think that's another great shopping strategy as well. So you use the shopping assistants in a way that supports you rather than just going along with whatever it is that they suggest.
Thanks, Jill. There's some great tips.
My pleasure. Absolutely.